All right, how you doing? Um, if I waited any longer, I couldn't tell you exactly when I'd get around to beginning uh, to follow through on the intention with this particular channel. And first and foremost, the name is Mark, and I, for all intents and purposes, wanted to uh, begin to create this channel as a way of not merely holding myself accountable, although that's one of the benefits I feel I would get, but also to help hold those of you who like what you hear and it resonates with you, and you would want to be held accountable with regards to whatever it is you're uh, attempting to do. Um, so this channel is being created for that purpose, and also to help you guys become familiarized with the various things I'm learning on and implementing in my journey. So I'll use another video at another time to give you more backstory with regards to who I am and what inspired me to this point. So there's a lot of things in life, but life can be messy. And so, again, if I waited till got the hair looking just right, the mustache trimmed up and everything, then the video would have been prolonged much longer, because the intent was to get started with this earlier in this year, and it's already April. So that being the case, this is also going to be a video, I guess in some sense, journal. So today, I have come to a place in life where I'm realizing the importance of perspective. I remember a time when I didn't wear glasses, and I don't know, for some strange reason I thought it'd be cool to wear glasses. I'm not just talking about some cool looking shade, I mean glasses. You know, in spite of the whole four eyes reputation that follows people that wear glasses. Anyway, long story short, I tried on a pair of glasses of a friend of mine's and thought it'd be cool. And I remember trying to look at my surroundings through the prescription that was designed for his eyes alone, and thinking, man, my head hurts. And just in reflection of that moment, I'm thinking, like, for a long time I thought, but didn't quite give enough thought to the following thought, and that is, man, life wasn't meant to be lived through looking through altogether through someone else's eyes, although we can benefit tremendously from the insight and perspective of others. I mean, I say tremendously for lack of a better word. That's an understatement, because I have learned and am learning so much from the people in my life, the lady in my life, who is amazing, and I will talk more about her and how she's inspired me to. I'm also primarily wanted to use this channel as a way of helping to reinforce, hold myself accountable to learn the language. And we'll talk more about that in detail. So, having said what I said with regards to just being careful of the perspective that you embrace and how it can affect the way that you see yourself and what's going on around you. Yes, it's true. We live in a chaotic world, and many of us have had things happen outside of our control and been exposed to things that we wouldn't wish on our worst enemies. But there is still good. There are good people. There are beautiful people. And by that, I don't mean just appearance wise. And there are people who seemingly everybody has the things that they're dealing with. Hopefully, that they're dealing with and looking to overcome. Let me say that for lack of a better word. I don't want to drag this video on. Let me get right to the heart of what I want this specific video to be about. So, one of the things, and if you want, by all means, do feel free to jump on the bandwagon with me. So, this particular video is going to be about the importance of thinking about what I'm thinking about right now and having that mindset daily. So there was a time when I couldn't or wouldn't see myself spending hundreds of dollars or money period on hiring a coach, whether it be a business coach, which I have and I'm grateful for. Can you begin to talk about the benefit that I feel that I have as a result of doing that? And not just anybody, because you want somebody who can, because of where they are, speak into from the outside looking in, being where you are at the moment, yet they can still speak to their situation and share their experiences, both good and bad, to help put you on and position you to create a trajectory that will very much allow you to have the success that you desire and dream, provided that you implement those things. As someone with a track record, obviously, a reputation for helping people do just that. So I'm grateful that my perspective in that regard has changed, and what I'm about to share is the fruit of, and I feel foundational fruit of some of what I have learned, and that is in regards to perspective, the importance to think about what I'm thinking about right here and now. And so, a question that I wanted to ask myself consistently, and in a sense, I guess, condition and train myself to think about is, what am I thinking about right now? What are you thinking about right now? Be careful what you say to yourself. I mean, we're human beings, we're going to make mistakes, but I say that to say this. I'm going to try to be as transparent as possible too. So I said that to say this. I remember a story, and I don't want to go too long with this. I remember a story where, and I actually looked into it. I can't remember the guy's name, but nevertheless, it blew me away. But I don't think I gave it the consideration that it warrants in light of the lesson to be learned. And so the story is basically there was a guy who he from what I remember, he was employed by a railroad company, and part of the routine in the morning and right before when they arrived, and I believe right before they closed, was to make sure the tools were properly put away and to check that everything was as it should be, I suppose. So anyway, as part of the routine, he went into this one broke down refrigeration railroad cart, and as he walked inside, opened the door and walked inside to look around, make sure all was well, as it should be. The tools were put away. As he turned around after looking over the area to walk out, he realized that the door had closed shut on him. And knowing that it was that time of the day, he immediately began, from what I remember, bam, boom, 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 banging on the door. And so after doing that for a little while, I suppose, he banged even louder and started to scream at the top of his voice because he didn't want to be trapped in there. But that went on for a little while, where he was yelling at the top of his voice, hoping that one of his coworkers heard him, and beating on the door in the attempt to get someone's attention. Nevertheless, it was in vain because no one heard him. I guess everyone had left. But somewhere along the way, he told himself, he found the piece of cardboard in the corner, and he wrote what was to be his last letter to his family. And he said, "Man, it's so cold. If I can just sit down and rest for a while." And that was the way that the letter ended, or the message ended. And so anyway, his coworkers come in the next day, and again, as part of the routine, it was to make sure everything was as it should be before they got into whatever the daily projects were. So they opened up the refrigeration cart, found him inside, but he was dead. They did an autopsy on the guy, and in the autopsy, what they discovered was that he died because he had frozen to death. The problem is, the reason why he died is crazy, because although it was a refrigeration cart, railroad cart, the reason why it was isolated was because it was there to be repaired. It was broken. So the temperature inside had never risen above room temperature. So he died because he believed it to be cold. That sounds like something out of a horror flick. And yet, I looked it up to see like the validity of the claim, and it's crazy. It makes me think, so how you perceive and embrace things is extremely important. I heard, if I'm not mistaken, it was Hitler who said, if you tell someone a lie often enough and passionately enough, they will no longer perceive it as a lie, but true, even though it is in fact just that, a lie. You can indoctrinate people with that. It's crazy. There's so much, man, it makes me think about so much. So, in light of the Hitler phrase and the whole thing with the story about the guy dying in the railroad cart, makes me think of along the lines of this message. My stepdad. I'm learning that you can learn a lot, even from people you think you can't learn anything from. You can learn a lot. And as I deliberately, conscientiously reflect back on his presence, the way he carried himself. I am learning a lot. I have learned a lot. And one of those things, in harmony without going into so many other things I could, is that I remember as a kid, who had a lot to learn. And as a man, I heard a man once say that a wise man realizes that there's so much to learn. And it's not that he stops there, he positions himself to learn. But as a kid, I remember my stepdad's temper, and I'm glad that I have not walked in his footsteps with this regards. But I remember him, because of his drink and being seemingly angry all the time, he would say things to my sister and brother. He wouldn't say this. Anyway, say things like, if you didn't get something right, mind you, 8, 7, 8, 9, he'd call you stupid all the day long, and after a while, if you're not careful, and you're a kid, so you're not thinking along the lines, or at least I wasn't like I would now. You start to believe that things that what somebody's telling you as a kid, it's true. And even though it was obvious as a kid, I was ignorant to a lot of things, the world of a teenager, the world of an adult. So there was that. But in looking back, man, I was very smart. I used to love to read detective novels and see how things functioned and stuff like that. I mean, I thought that was uncool, even though it was something I enjoyed doing. So I tried to hide that fact that I enjoyed reading as I got from friends and stuff like that. I don't know why. Anyways, long story short, that stuff began to take its toll, and I am seeing the importance of reprogramming yourself and positioning your perspective with regards to everything, and not just in regards to my business, but life, period. Having said that, let's just hit this so I can end this video, and we'll address other things in the next video. But this is something I wanted to share with you. So basically, again, the topic is, what am I thinking about right now? Stop seeing those debilitating things to yourself. Be careful, catch yourself. Become more, or practice becoming more mindful in the moment and conscientious. For me, as a business owner, I find myself employing my imagination a lot. But now I am doing it because having those reasons, those goals, those dreams, and properly reverse engineering the steps needed to take, as my business coaches are helping me with, to achieve those things are extremely fundamental building blocks to accomplishing your goals. And so, again, without getting caught up on a bunny trail, I am realizing the importance of being careful about what I reflect upon, and just I know this sounds kind of a little bit out there, but reprogramming my psychology by looking at the language that I use on a regular basis, and to start allow that language that was already there, that was given to me by someone else. Like, for example, my stepdad, I had no respect for the guy. Just, even though I was a kid, I knew that, there were certain things that, man, just didn't make sense. But that's a story for another time. Anyway, I started to allow those things, many of those things, to circulate in my head, unbeknownst to me, what I now know. So now I am allowing a different frame of thoughts to circulate in my head. And these are those things that I deliberately choose to reflect upon. You can create your own list, but these are the ones that I choose to reflect upon because they're important to me. All right. The lady in my life is important to me. She is the most amazing human being I ever met in my life. Talk more about her in detail. I have one kid at the moment who is alive. I have one who died. And my goal is to become a master in regards to learning how to be his greatest cheerleader, so to speak, and develop his own unique, magnetic personality that he has already. And we'll talk more about that also. So I desire to become a master at creating magical moments for the people in my circle of influence who I love dearly. I desire to I'm in pursuit of becoming a master at learning what I need to become a phenomenal dad. My son is not, I don't see him every day at the moment. I haven't seen him. That's setting the stage so that I can. It's crazy. It's another story for another time. Let me get into the rest of this list. So I'm a master at persuasion. I'm a master at influence. I'm a master of my mind. I'm a master of creativity. I am a master at sales. I am a master at owning multiple businesses, successful businesses that can easily be run by anyone interested in purchasing one of my businesses, and which will allow them with my SOPs to make a great return on their investment. I'm a master of leadership. I'm a master at hyper productivity. I am a master of content marketing. I am a master of networking. I'm a master of problem solving. I'm a master at becoming the best dad ever, or at learning to become and implement what I learned to become the best dad ever. I'm a master of self-discipline. I'm a master at connecting deeply with friends and loved ones. I'm a master at speaking not only my own native language, but speaking Spanish. And I want to do so. So this channel is also created to help me implement what I'm learning and share with you what I'm learning. I've heard some people whom I admire, even my coaches, tell me that one of the best ways to internalize, like an actor with his script, the very things that you're learning, is to, as you are learning, think of it in ways like this. How can I grasp this? so that I can teach it also clearly to someone else. And so, with that in mind, let's move on to the next one. I'm a master at seeing myself as the prize. I'm a master of organization. I'm a master of budget. I'm a master at financing. I am a master at genuinely helping others become the best version of themselves. So a big part of this channel also is I am grateful, and I am eternally grateful for the people whom I have been introduced to that have opened my eyes to things that I could not clearly understand or wrap my mind around before. And like those business coaches that I referred to, or even my lady, I want, in light of the way I grew up, to be able to be a blessing to you and whomever else as I progress in my journey. I have the pleasure of sharing some of the wisdom and insights that I've learned with them. We'll talk more in detail with regards to how that looks and plans for that. That'll be the end of this particular video. Hopefully this helps, and thanks for watching.